44 years old Sarah Miles, who was diagnosed with diabetes when she was just 10 years old. Sarah has learned to manage her diabetes and control her blood sugars using her blood and injection kits. Living with diabetes is very difficult and has a lot of risk in everyday life. Sarah will show you her everyday difficulties and how it affects the way she lives. Sarah, tell me what it was like when you were first diagnosed with diabetes.
Well, what I remember about being first diagnosed is when I got to hospital, they checked my blood and it was 78.8. It's not supposed to go higher than 8.
Ooh.
So by then all my veins had collapsed and I was put on a drip. I think for my mum the hardest part, because she had to inject me. So they gave her an orange to practice on, because apparently the orange peel feels like human skin, you know, with the bumps.
Yeah.
So she had to practice on that. She was one to inject me. And back then, because we're going back 35 years now, they called it red lines and black lines. Hence why I still say 6 lines and 5 lines. Because the black lines, they're the good lines, that's bread and pasta. The red lines are obviously your biscuits and cakes. And I had to have so many lines a day.
And what are lines?
Carbohydrates.
Right.
Sorry. So, like, back then I had to have like 40 grams carbohydrates, which is like 4 lines. And then I had to have 2 lines mid-morning, 8 lines for dinner, 8 lines for tea. So you can try and imagine having 80 grams of carbohydrate for dinner, plus a snack in the afternoon. I was like constantly eating and obviously monitored. So when I was at school I was the one on a special diet. So obviously I wasn't allowed a pudding, so I had an apple.
Yeah.
It was me and this obviously overweight kid that was on these special diets, and I got took out of class mid-morning to have 2 digestives, or a digestive and a piece of fruit. And I was took out of class mid-afternoon, again to have something to eat.
Couldn't you have them in the class then?
No, I had to be took out, and obviously because they were doing the work.
Yeah.
So I was took out of class to be given something to eat. So I was always this child that was always eating, and I had to go to the nurse's room to check my blood, because obviously I couldn't do it in front of other children. So I was always the not normal one.
Yeah.
So, and God help me if I went hypo, because as we know now, we treat it with jelly babies. Back then it was a Mars bar, so I was always eating mini Mars bars. So it was like food, constantly food. So no wonder I piled on lots of weight, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
So always eating. Exercise, my mum panicked about me exercising, because if I exercised there was a risk of me going hypo.
Yeah.
So it was like, again, Mars bars and Lucozade.
So how many times a day do you inject now then?
Now I inject when I eat food. I have 2 main injections, which is my background insulin, which is morning and night.
Yeah.
And then if I eat a meal that has carbohydrate in, I inject fast acting insulin. So if I didn't want any dinner, I wouldn't have an injection. And say if I didn't want breakfast, I wouldn't have that insulin. So average, I'd have say 3 to 4 fast acting insulin, so an average of 6 injections a day. Back then it was 2 injections a day with a set amount of insulin, and obviously because of that I had to eat a certain amount of food.
Yeah.
Regardless, because if I didn't, obviously my blood sugar would dip. Whatever it is, I like to see about counting carbs.
I think I'm going to go for vegetable lasagna. It's plenty of carbs, so it'll keep me balanced and it's healthy with salad. So it'll keep me going. It's quite healthy for a diabetic to eat plenty of vegetables as well as the stable carbohydrates. Hopefully I should get the carbohydrates right and do my insulin right. All depends on the blood sugars when I test it, so we'll see when I test it. Well, I reckon lasagna is about 30 grams of carbohydrate. So, luckily this machine calculates the amount of insulin I need for the food I eat. So it takes a lot of the hard work out of it for me. I just did that when I got home.
She eliminates cheating because like she stands over there and she reads questions. Because obviously people bring someone like
So what happens when your blood sugar gets too high?
If my blood sugar gets too high, I get moody. My mouth goes dry. I really dehydrate. But not only that, it's the knock-on effect on your organs of having high blood sugar. It affects your eyes, your kidneys, your heart. So it's not good. I mean, when I was younger, I didn't look after myself, and because of that, I've had damage done to my eyes. I've had to have laser surgery, and I've also got slight kidney damage.
Yeah.
Because through years of high blood sugar. So now I've learned, look after yourself.
Yeah. That's good. What about when it gets too low? What happens then?
When it gets too low, the only way I can describe it best is it's like being drunk. You slur, you can't speak properly, you're stumbling about because it's a total lack of sugar to the brain. So you slur, you can't walk properly, your heart is racing like mad because your body gets a shot of adrenaline. So your heart is racing like mad, you shake, you sweat. But what I'm finding now is because I've had lots of hypos and because I've had diabetes so long, that I'm losing the ability to realise when I'm hypo till it's too late, till it hits the twos, and that's when obviously the sugar is really low in your brain.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous sign to be in, because obviously you sat there thinking, well, am I hypo? I'm not sure. So you've got to keep testing your blood.
Yeah. Do you need to avoid eating certain foods that affect your blood sugar?
No, funnily enough, back then I did. It was like, you can't eat cakes, you can't eat biscuits,
Yeah.
can't do this. Now, if I want it, I can eat it, but in moderation. If I want a cheesecake, I can have it, I just have to have the insulin. It's all about just being sensible and not eating it all the time.
Yeah.
That's what Daphne is, it's dose adjustment for normal healthy eating. And they taught me, like, if I want it, I can just have the insulin to cover the amount of carbohydrates I'm eating.
Yeah.
So, and this is what my mum can't get her head around, because obviously she's brought me up on the old regime where, I must eat here and I must do this. But no, it's just about normal healthy eating. But if I fancy a slice of cake at one bit, I can just cover it with insulin.
Yeah. How does diabetes affect your family and friends?
My family, they want to wrap me up in Cornwall because they think, oh, I can't do this because I've got diabetes, and you've got to behave like this because you're diabetic. My friends are more wary, especially like if they see me having hypo. They're always asking me if I've got jelly babies on me. Have you got your insulin? Have you got your jelly babies? Are you alright? I keep getting that a lot.
Yeah. You've just got to make sure you've got them.
Yeah. It's crazy the amount of times I've gone somewhere and it's like, God, I ain't got my insulin. You'd think I'd remember, but it's, you
Yeah.
know, sometimes it's the last thing you think of packing.
Yeah.